He plays out the year, and he walks. You're not re-signing him, are you?
No, I mean,
You're giving him 4 years, 120, 140 million?
I think Jeremy Grant still thinks he can be the number one option on this team. That's how delusional I think he is.
And that's what I was saying last year. Everybody wanted to trade Jeremy Grant. I said, look, man, Troy's a smart guy. But who in this draft reminds you of Russell Westbrook? Who would you say that might be there at five?
You're not doing that.
That a lot of the Detroit Pistons fans want reminds you of Russell Westbrook.
No, you're not doing that.
A guy who can't shoot consistently, but can damn sure drive the basket.
Jaden Ivey is not Russell Westbrook.
I didn't say you said it. You said it.
No, you went there.
I didn't say it. I just said who reminds you. You said Jaden Ivey.
I'll tell you what else matters. Getting rid of Jeremy freaking Grant. I'm tired of people telling me he's a good player. He's a nice player, and he would be a good player on a contending team. Last I checked, the Pistons are 4 or 5 years away from being legitimate contenders. So how about all you Jeremy Grant fans? I want you to also get in a little circle, you know, your little cult that you guys have. All right? I want you to head over to Ambassador Bridge, and you can figure out the rest. All right? Jeremy Grant. Should the Pistons trade Jeremy Grant for the 4th pick in the NBA draft? So package pick 5, Jeremy Grant for number 4. I find that interesting. I wouldn't do it, though. As much as I want to get rid of Grant, I still have no control of who goes 1 through 3. And if I want a player, I want to get into the top 3. Because I know I'm getting one of the 3 I want for sure.
Well, I mean, even Sacramento's trying to trade up to 2. Like,
there you go.
I mean, even if you were to trade with Sacramento, I mean, you'd probably have to take on Rashawn Holmes, he's an upgrade over what we have now, but, I mean, it doesn't really do anything for you.
It's not addressing anything. And
No.
At the end of the day, what this team needs to do, in my opinion, is not wait for the season to start with Jeremy Grant. They need to move off of him completely. Again, he's not an awful not an awful player, not an awful individual, a good teammate. He looked actually a lot better February on before he got hurt compared to how he looked back in November, where he looked like a deer in headlights and was just essentially a ball hog on this team when they didn't need him. So he adjusted his game, and I think that's fair to say. But, Anthony, I don't see value in Jeremy Grant, but I also don't see value in trading him for the 4th pick. And you're going to have to make that money work. Like you said, you're going to have to take on somebody. And I don't think getting that somebody is worth it.
I mean, you could even look at Portland because, I mean, you know, the reports that they're willing to move off of that pick for a win-now player. And last time I checked, Jeremy Grant's a win-now player. I think if maybe you try to get Anthony Simons, who balled out, but I doubt Portland's going to trade him. I really don't know what they're going to do with Jeremy Grant personally. If I had to bet money, he's probably going to be on this basketball team at the start of the season. I just don't see it happening. There's a reason why Troy said I want 2 first-round picks is because he didn't want to trade him. That's his guy that he brought in. So I really don't know.
I don't see it. And again, it's not because Jeremy Grant can't be part of this team for the next year or 2. He can. It's fine. He's got, 1-year deal left on his contract, actually? Yeah. So he plays out the year, and he walks. You're not re-signing him, are you?
No, I mean...
You giving him 4 years, 120, 140 million?
No, he's not going to get that. That's the thing. Like, everyone's like, oh, he's going to get 112 million. No, he's not.
Right. Is he getting 4 years, 80 million?
Probably.
And is he worth it?
Depends where you're at.
It depends where you're at. At the end of the year, where's this team going to be at? They're going to be going into Cade Cunningham's 3rd year.
They're probably a play-in team. Personally.
Maybe. I don't think that's where you spend that money. And keep in mind, Devin Booker, free agent 2024.
He is.
DeAndre Ayton's the ideal choice, even though his attitude is extremely suspect for me after that series, especially given just, I don't know if it's his agent getting too much into play here. I'm not sure what the issue is with DeAndre Ayton, but at the end of the day,
I think it's more of an organizational thing with Ayton. I mean, the reports came out that Monty Williams isn't really a fan of DeAndre Ayton. He's not really a fan of any of the centers there. I think Phoenix is a team where they think, why would we pay him $30 million? Why would I pay a center that hasn't really improved going into year 5, $30 million? And Pistons fans probably get PTSD thinking about that.
Yeah, Pistons fans, guys, please, not Jeremy, Chet Holmgren is not Bol Bol 2.0. I've seen some bad takes. That is definitely one of the top ever. Booker isn't coming to Detroit. Get out of here. You'd be amazed.
I mean, if
there's the hometown connection, that's the only way I could draw any legitimate reason for him to want to come here outside of Cade.
They don't deliver. You don't think he's gonna look?
He's going to look to L.A. He's going to look to South Beach. He's going to look to the high, the big markets.
Yeah, for sure.
And then he's going to look at Detroit, maybe Milwaukee.
I mean, he still has family here that lives in Detroit. They still live in Grand Rapids.
So,
I mean, they go to every Pistons game. I mean, it's not like a crazy hot take to have.
Is there a trade that involves Jeremy Grant where this team doesn't have to absorb a player that they just don't want?
No, I really don't think that. Honestly, I think it.
And is there a trade to double down? Is there a trade where they don't have to eat a full, let's say, a contract fully similar to Jeremy Grant's, maybe something half of its value for a player that you can live with, given one, the cost, and two, you're just trading for that pick. You don't mind bringing on this player.
Yeah, I mean, you could see where Chicago's at. You don't really know what's going to happen with Zach LaVine. Reports that he's not happy playing with Lonzo Ball. I mean, that's a player that you could possibly look at. He's going to be a free agent. You could see if the Pistons still want Patrick Williams. I mean, I know that's a player that they really liked coming out of the 2020 draft. I don't really know if they're in the Jeremy Grant sweepstakes still, but they could be. It's just hard looking at him and trying to see where he fits and trying to see what the Pistons could get because they want young players or draft capital. And I don't think you're going to get both. You're either going to get a young player or you're going to get draft capital, or you're going to get a contract that you're just going to have to absorb, and maybe you get some draft picks that way.
All right, let's veer off of Grant's trade scenario. What does Jeremy Grant look like on the court this year with Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Marvin Bagley, and the number 5 overall pick? How does that work? Regardless of who that player is at 5.
I think Jeremy's your second option. I really do. I think Cade's still going to be, the alpha out there, but I think Jeremy is going to be your second option. Sadiq's going to be your third option.
See, this is why I want to fucking kill myself.
I know, because it's a tricky situation with Grant. Like,
you have the number 5 overall pick in the NBA draft, which means you suck.
Yeah, and
which means you need to surround your Batman with a potential Robin over the next 3, 4, 5 years. Detroit is not a free agent destination.
Not right now, no.
But we're going to keep Jeremy Grant on the court instead of trading up for draft picks. So he can be the number 2 option. See, this is why me and Pistons Twitter just don't get along. This is why I want to fight every single one of them.
The problem with Pistons fans is they overvalue every player that they have. I remember people telling me Jordan Bone was the next Chris Paul.
You know what's fun?
Like, come on, man. Like, our role players are role players. Half of our bench are role players. You got to stop overvaluing role players. We need players on this team, like you're saying. You need a Robin to Cade Cunningham's Batman. Sam, what, you going to say something?
Adam, do you want me to really drive you crazy? I don't like Jeremy Grant either, like you. I think Jeremy Grant still thinks he can be the number 1 option on this team. That's how delusional I think he is.
Yeah, and Russell Westbrook thinks he's a good basketball player.
Well, he shouldn't be on this team then, because
Russell Westbrook shouldn't be in the league.
I mean,
No,
6
I agree
to
with
1
you.
odds, the Pistons are going to trade for him.
I think Adam would
What are you
burn
guys
the
just
studio to
pissing
the
me off
ground.
this morning? This is what I signed up for? The Pistons trade for Russell Westbrook. He won't make it out of the Metro Detroit airport. He won't make it to LCA.
Oh, I mean, they got to sell some of that water drip. I mean, why
What?
not just have Russell Westbrook selling that drip?
They should be Russell Westbrook. The only thing he could sell is bricks. That's it. That's all he could sell. Do you guys actually want Russell Westbrook?
No. It's just it's recycled content every year. They're like, 4 to 1 odds.
Like,
Russell
why?
Westbrook's the Detroit Piston.
Why are we?
I don't get it. It's just like they get bored. They need clicks. It's like, yeah, Troy Weaver drafted Russell Westbrook in OKC. Yeah, who gives a crap?
Yeah,
Honestly.
Russell Westbrook's best days are behind him, obviously. Like I was saying, his game is built off his athleticism, his dominance as a freak athlete. And once you lose that step, it falls off a cliff because he never had that twitch, that finesse, even a shot. So,
Imagine being Russell Westbrook, entering your prime around the same time as Steph Curry, realizing the league is going towards shooters.
Yeah, I'll never
and
be
going
as good.
into the offseason and saying, you know what, I'm going to get worse at three-point shooting and free throw shooting because that's not important. Because I'm Russell Westbrook, and I run around the court really fast and really hard, and I scream when I get rebounds, and I run up and down the court, and I smack the court and act like I play defense. Yeah. But the truth is I'm actually a really bad defender, and I have no idea what I'm doing on the court half the time, and I usually average around 6, 7, 8 turnovers a game.
You know whose contract is worse than Russell Westbrook's? John Wall. And that's another guy that Pistons fans are like, oh, we should go out, or at least they used to say, we should go out, we should trade for John Wall. That's a great point guard we can bring in. John Wall hasn't played in the NBA in like 2 years. This guy's constantly hurt. He's another aging star basing their game off athleticism, and that's not what we need. We need Shaden Sharp. Shaden Sharp at 5. Troy Weaver, do it. That's the Batman.
All right, let Easy get on.
That's the
I want to hear what Easy has to say
Easy's
to
gonna
this.
say
Probably
Troy
Joe
Weaver
Dumars
sucks.
slander.
I'm waiting for it. Let's hear it.
Who would Joe
Easy's
Dumars
joining us.
take
We got 4 minutes. So Easy, you got some time here. Your comments, feel free. Just go for it. I'm listening.
I'm with you, obviously, on the Russell Westbrook slander a bit. You know what I'm saying? He is what he is. But who in this draft reminds you of Russell Westbrook? Who would you say that might be there at 5?
No, you're not doing that.
That a lot of the Detroit Pistons fans want. Reminds you of Russell Westbrook.
No, you're not doing that.
A guy who can't shoot consistently, but can damn sure drive the basket.
Jaden Ivey is not Russell Westbrook.
I didn't say
2.0.
you said it. You said it.
No, you went there.
I didn't say it. I just said who reminds you. You said Jaden Ivey.
No,
Nobody in this draft reminds me of Russell Westbrook UCLA coming out. Nobody.
Jaden Ivey.
You're Jaden Ivey slander, man. I don't get it.
I said who reminds you. You said Jaden Ivey. I'm just,
I knew where he was going with it. He's like, oh, Jaden Ivey's Russell Westbrook 2.0. He also said he's Hamidou Diallo 2.0 too.
That was the troll job. The Hamidou thing was the troll job. I'm just the fit.
Are you on board
Ivey,
with trading Grant?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, if we're building the team, like he's like a guy that may not be there long term, like I'm totally okay with it. I think you could keep him maybe this year if you had to, but what's the point of it? You're gonna have to extend him if you're keeping him. I'm assuming he moves draft night. That's the way Troy does things. And that's what I was saying last year. Everybody wanted to trade Jeremy Grant. I said, look, man, Troy's a smart guy. He waits till draft night to make these moves because he knows the draft picks, the stuff he's playing for, not just random Spencer stuff behind me, whatever the hell's going on here. I don't know. But you ripped your pants.
This is Big D energy. I'm sorry. This is not the morning show. I wish I had more control. Go ahead, Easy.
No, I lost where I was going with that one. No, Jeremy Grant's probably get moved. It'll probably be draft night. There's rumors the Kings may want to move from 4. Obviously, hear the stuff at number 7. You know, and you saw Damian Lillard at the lottery. As soon as they got number 7, he was disappointed. If there was a player there at 7 that he thought could help them compete, he would have had a total different reaction. So I think that pick's definitely being moved for a veteran piece if they want to keep a guy like Damian Lillard there, who is
my question to Detroit Pistons fans, and I'm going to ask you, is when will Jeremy Grant reach his prime?
Oh, he's there. He is what he is at this point. 5 years. You know my rule, Adam.
Oh, did I?
Well,
You know my rule.
Your rule is a bit flawed, but it's okay. Cade Cunningham. When does Cade Cunningham reach his prime? Excuse me. I meant Cade Cunningham.
We'll know for sure what Cade is by year 5, but we know he's a stud right now.
You won't know for sure what he is by year 5. He'll start entering his prime, where he'll get even better and better and better.
You know
That's not my
five.
point. That's no, it's not true. We're not going to have that conversation. The point I'm making is, we're 4 years away from year 5. Yes, Easy?
Yeah.
This team will not be contending for the next 4 years.
I don't think it's going to be that long.
You're going to have to pull off a move that we don't see coming, which is either Jaden Ivey, Shaden Sharp, Keegan Murray, whoever it is at 5 needs to be a number 2, because Sadiq Bey hasn't proven he can be a consistent number 2 on a contending team. I don't see him being that guy. He'd be a hell of a 3.
What do you consider contending, though? Because, like, you're definitely
Getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they can be a playing team this year. And I think,
No.
Yeah.
Contending
Yeah.
meaning I am taking you serious.
Yeah.
I'm not turning on the TV for the first round watching you lose 4-1 in a series.
Yeah.
No. Define.
Your whole Joe D. Great take. I had to make sure.
Trying to get to the Eastern Conference Final.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So you're a team that should get out of the first round. Tough series in the second round. Ideally, you get to the Eastern Conference Final. That's a contending team.
I think the thing that you have to put into consideration is Cade Cunningham and his team. I mean, they're pushing for those big fishes in free agency, and like the Pistons are going to have, projected $30 million, and then I think projected I don't even know what the number is right now because it could fluctuate, but they're going to have money when all the big name free agents are out there.